Hi, by the way. You can call me Merlin. On my channel I talk about whatever I want, and today I'm talking about my portfolio because I feel like I should and I want to be helpful and I hope to help someone out there. Hey y'all, and by y'all I mean no one because no one's watching this. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Chan. I'm in a really unusually good mood today, so let's see how long it lasts. Guys, peep the Halloween setup. I have my skull here. I have more skulls here. I have a spider on my desk that my friend gave me last year. I have my Jack Skellington pumpkin, which also turns around to have The Nightmare Before Christmas painted on it. Guys, I'm kind of an artist. Speaking of which, I go to art school. I feel like I talk about that a lot because I'm kind of proud of the fact that I do. I'm actually going to be talking about something that's kind of important today, perhaps. Not to say that what I talk about usually isn't important. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to build an art school portfolio. Specifically on Slideroom, which is the site that I had to use for one of my schools that I applied to. Just to do a little bit of a rundown, I'm going to talk about schools I applied to. Then I'm going to talk about the actual portfolio that I have. Then I'll talk maybe a little bit about my experience and then just some other miscellaneous stuff as I think of it. I'm Canadian and I applied to U of T, which is University of Toronto. I applied there for art history. Then I applied for Toronto Metropolitan University, which used to be called Ryerson, and I applied there for an English, I think, creative writing, I think it was, or something like that. This was a year ago, guys, so I forget, okay. And then I applied for York University. I applied there for half an English degree and half a visual art, a studio art degree. And then I applied to another school, which is called OCAD, which is the Ontario College of Art and Design, and I applied for drawing and painting. Whoa, guess what school I'm in now? Guess what school?
Guess what school I got into?
Well, I got into all of them, but guess what school I chose? For U of T and TMU, I didn't need a portfolio, but for OCAD and York University, I did need a portfolio. Both sites had a weird portfolio format, but I'm only going to be talking about Slideroom because that's the one I'm most familiar with and that's the one I actually put an effort into. So I'll go ahead into showing my portfolio. So for the main thing, because it is a university degree that you need for specifically OCAD, you have to do an artist statement and then you have to have a specific average. I think it was a 75% average in your English class for grade 12, and then you also have to have a 70% average, I think, just so that they can ensure that you're able to actually complete the university degree. You need to do a statement of intent. Now, if I were you, I would suggest, if you're going to apply for OCAD, actually know you want to go there, because you actually have to do quite a few steps for this. But please, if you know you want to apply for OCAD, do not submit your portfolio the day before. Do not apply the day before it's due, because they need to send you emails, they need to send you your OCAD ID. As soon as you know you want to go there, apply, okay? Don't wait. Don't be like me, because it stressed me the fuck out and I was shitting bricks for 2 months because I was just constantly anxious. Don't be like me, okay? If you know you want to apply, just do it. I know the requirements for international students is a bit different. I hope this video is also helpful, but I really just want to help one person, that one grade 11 or grade 12 student who doesn't know what they're doing. Ideally, you would be watching this video and you'd be in grade 11, so you kind of know what to do beforehand, because that's what I did. I started watching the videos in grade 9. As a certified procrastination bitch, do not leave this to the last minute, okay? Please. Okay, so then the next thing you need is a statement of intent. And I kind of popped off with that because for my art class in grade 12, we needed to do artist statements. So I kind of already had an idea of what I wanted to do. If you want a tutorial, I suggest you go on YouTube because there's this one video that's actually helpful. There's some key tips. Don't sound pretentious. Don't drone on and on and on. And actually follow the instructions that they have for you on the description here, because they did have some guidelines. It says, to support your application at OCAD U, we ask that you tell us about yourself through a statement of intent, which is 300 words maximum. I am a verbose girly pop, okay? I got a big vocabulary and a lot of things to say, okay? Do not use the full 300 words because you're just gonna be going on and on and on, and they do not care, okay? I promise you they care, but they don't care that much. Be concise is what I'm trying to say. Your statement of intent should explain your specific interest in the program that you have applied to at OCAD U, as well as what inspires or influences the work that you do. This is your opportunity to introduce yourself as an artist, a designer, or a maker, and provide context so we can better understand your work. So I'll include a little screenshot of my statement. I'm not gonna read it all. Even reading this now, just skimming it over, it looks very pretentious and stupid. I feel like I was doing a little too much, but you know, it got me in, so. But yeah, don't overthink it. Write what you want to write, proofread. Make sure you proofread, because I didn't proofread the one that I submitted to York and it had a lot of spelling mistakes and somehow I still got in. I don't know how. I feel like they weren't really doing their best that year that I got accepted. I got accepted in 2024 and I go to school for my first year in 2024, in case you're wondering. Okay, so next I have my portfolio. Now it says the requirements are 5 to 11 items. I did 11 items because I feel like if you're gonna have the option to do as many as possible, why not submit as many as possible?
What was that? Okay.
So it says you are required to complete a brief description of your concept, idea, or process behind each piece, which is approximately 50 to 100 words. Now, I did around 75 to 100 words each because, again, I'm a girly who has a lot of things to say. It doesn't really matter too much as long as you explain your process, the reason why you did the thing, and then maybe you can talk about things that you would change or things that you liked about your piece, because that shows that you're actually thinking about the concepts and your thought process behind the actual work. So people say when you're actually formatting your portfolio to keep the things that are similar together, and I think that makes a lot of sense. But I would also say make sure you have kind of like the sandwich rule. When you think of your class giving a presentation, I remember the person who went first, the person who went in the middle, and the person who went last, because that's just how my brain works. I think that's a good way to format your portfolio. I had one of my most impressive pieces in the beginning because you want to start with a bang, start with something that means a lot to you, something that you're very proud of. In the middle, something that you really like as well, you know, doesn't have to be the best thing. And then in the end, you're gonna have the thing that you want to leave a lasting impression on. I personally did my bust, which doesn't really pertain to my program, which I would change. I would start with the bust and then end with my painting. Follow the same thing. What I want to stress is don't put your most complicated work or the work that you are most proud of just randomly in the middle, because it will get lost in all of the other works and it won't be as memorable, I think. That's just what I did. You don't have to do that, but it's a good format to follow, I think, and evidently it worked for me.
Later.
So I do have some of the paintings that I actually submitted because they are my paintings. This is the first painting I have actually. I have it here with me. As you can see, it's very big. This is a piece of panel board, I think. My mom gave it to me. My mom was like, hey, Merlin. Oh, hi, by the way. In case I didn't introduce myself, you can call me Merlin. On my channel, I talk about whatever I want, and today I'm talking about my portfolio because I feel like I should, and I want to be helpful, and I hope to help someone out there. Anyways, I'm gonna put this at the beginning of the video and hopefully cut it out.
It was bubble gum, so I had to chew it. Taste me how to duck, taste me how to duck.
Okay, anyways, as you can see, it's quite big. The dimensions are 37 by 24 inches. Yeah. I probably shouldn't be wearing white while I show my work, but whatever. So as you can see, it's kind of like a triptych painting, but like all in one panel. This is me. It's like a self-portrait kind of. This is my mom braiding my hair when I was like 10. And then this is my dad saying grace at the dinner table with some cultural elements. Yeah, maybe I'll insert a picture or something because this is very big and I'm not going to carry it the whole time. So some context about that painting. It's called Breath of the Forgotten Spirit, and as I said before, it is kind of like a triptych. This was my first oil painting that I've ever done. I did oil on wooden slab is what I said the medium was. One struggle that I actually encountered with this is that I had never oil painted before, so I didn't know how to. So I thought you could use whatever oil you wanted to, and I ended up using poppy seed oil, I think, and it worked well enough. But if you're ever gonna do oil paint, I would assume you know that you should use linseed oil. Don't do what I did. It just took a really long time to dry. As you could see, it still reflects in certain lighting. It's still not fully dry, and I did that like a year ago. For my additional details, my little description, I wrote, I made this painting to explore the racial and cultural aspects of my identity. This process was challenging and daunting because I had never used oil paint before and conducted lots of research about indigenous artists like Philip Cote to ensure that I would ethnically represent this lost part of my identity without appropriation. The left side of the painting is a depiction of myself as a moose-like creature exhaling black air that connects the Guyanese and Irish aspects of my cultural identity, which I am more familiar with. As you can see, this just kind of gives some context about the piece. I also inserted a PDF for the work just to show close-up images. That's what I would suggest you do. Just take pictures, take good pictures of your work, do some close-ups, do like everything, every angle you want, and I'd say maybe pick like 2-3 good pictures other than the original picture of the work, and then just upload it to like a PDF converting website. I do merge PDF or something like that, and then just upload the PDF to Slideroom. It's just so much easier. I don't know how other people do it, but that's what I did. So the next work I did was a painting of my mom. This painting my dad has for some reason. It's in his office, and it's called Gold is the Might of My Mother. That was acrylic on canvas panel. This was something I did for art class in grade 11. It's 11 by 14 inches. I'm pretty proud of this actually. I'd never painted my mom before, like actually attempted to, and I think it's a pretty good representation of what my art style was like at the time. I'd never really do realistic paintings of people because I never feel like it.
You still can't do it, bitch!
I was mostly for this, I was just trying to make works and submit works that I feel like, first of all, exhibited skill, and then also showed like what I could do if I really tried. I haven't painted it for pleasure in a long time, so I wonder how my style has changed since then. My third work was a series of album covers that I did for my graphic design class in grade 12. Again, just like gathering works of things that I feel like pertain to my program and what I want to depict as an artist as I'm going into school and furthering my education. This was called First Love, and the assignment was to depict an album cover of an up-and-coming artist, and I chose to do like a rap artist who was like kind of like Doja Cat or like Rico Nasty, or you know, all the cool girls of this time. This one was digital art. I don't really do digital art very much anymore, but I used to be into it when I was maybe in like grade 9 to grade 11, I think. My next work was, oh, this was a cool one. This was, I crocheted an outfit for myself. Oh, I look cute here. Oh, little me. I wanted to show what I could do with different media, and you'll see that I experiment a lot with different media in my portfolio. I think that's a good thing. Show your strengths, that you're willing to experiment. Talk about how you want to try new things. I think that's very important as an artist. This outfit I still have. I haven't really worn it except for the top because the skirt is very flimsy, but it's made of acrylic, cotton, and polyester yarn, and then some buttons as well. Definitely not my best work as a crocheter. I'm so proud of it. I look really happy in this. And then it's just called Outfit. For the titles, you don't have to do anything too crazy, just like, you know, the description or whatever you call it. I know naming art is kind of hard, but that's okay. This title is called Memento Mori because this was another art project I did for, I think, grade 11. This was a plexiglass etching print. I love printmaking now, and this was one of my favorite assignments ever that I've ever done. This just depicts the sentiment of Memento Mori, which means remember that you will die. I know, very gothic, very me. And it's just a woman looking into a dank, dark, grody pool, and she's staring into her reflection, which is a bad omen, which is telling her that she will receive such a tragic fate, I guess. I just like how much detail I put into it. The perspective is kind of crazy, but it's okay. It's the detail that matters to me, that I am proud of. For this one, it's a zine, I don't know how you say it. I did it with gouache, and good lord, gouache is hard to use, but it's fun. This is 5.5 by 8.5 inches, so it's about like this big. I think I still have it somewhere, but I don't care to find it. This is just a zine about humans' impact on the planet. I think we can all agree that we're a very disruptive species, and we take little care of the earth and our surroundings. So this is just kind of like a social commentary on that, but very morbid, because I was into very morbid art, as you can see. I was very happy with how I depicted it, and I wrote a little poem about it too, and then the last page is just an explanation of why I did the poem. And then yeah, I did do like a little bit of a description on here. Now this digital illustration is called Devour, and I did that for my grade 12 graphic design course again. This one is also a commentary on how we overconsume on the earth. I think the big idea, as you can see, is I love to depict humans and things dying for some reason. I still do. I don't know why. Oh, okay, this is one of my favorite paintings I have. As you can see, this is Craig. This is Craig. This is my sleep paralysis demon Craig, and I decided to romanticize him and paint him in a way that makes him look beautiful. I think of him as an original character now. This was acrylic on canvas. I did this 2 Decembers ago, and I left it for a while and didn't work on it, and then I picked it up again and then made it into this beautiful painting, and I'm just so happy with it. Even to this day, this is one of my favorite paintings that I've ever done. If you find something cool lying around, submit that too, because it's kind of weird. It kind of diverts from some other parts of my portfolio just because it's just such an oddball. Low-key, guys, low-key, I feel like this would have been, they were looking at this and they were like, wait, this kid's got some talent. This kid's going places. I like to think that they were thinking that, but I don't know. This is called Id and Ego. Oh my god, so stupid. The fuck. Okay, this work is so pretentious in my opinion. I have them here. This is a diptych painting. I did them with oil last year for art class again. They kind of go together like this. I don't know if that was in frame, but I'm gonna assume it was. I'm gonna assume. Hey, can you stop? Thanks. not too much on me. That was my first official oil painting that I'd done with like supervision of people telling me how to do it. My art teacher, he worked with oil paint very briefly, I think for school, but he wasn't really a painter by any means. So he didn't really know what he was doing when he was teaching me. Low key. I feel like this is a safe space to say that. I love you if you're watching this. I love you very much. But I had fun with this painting. I took a psychology class in grade 11 and I felt super smart and radicalized. So I was like, what if I made of like a...
What if I made a painting about it? What if I made a painting about our desires and our perversions and the good fighting the evil in us?
Like, you know, some real pretentious shit. And you know what? I'm happy with it. I would do some stuff differently. You can clearly tell that I'm very new to oil painting. But I think what matters more is not the work itself, but more the process and the concept behind it. I think that's what they were looking for. So they were kind of able to move past the fact that it looked really bad. Like, this is probably one of my worst works on my portfolio, in my opinion. In my opinion. It's just my opinion. And if you agree, then don't say it in the comments because I will cry. No, I'm kidding. Then I included my sketchbook, so we're near the end of my portfolio. I wanted to do my sketchbook last, but then I thought, no, I gotta end with a bang. So this is the second last work I did. And I kind of popped off of my sketchbook. Low-key, it's a little bit contrived. Like, I very methodically planned out my sketchbook. I bought an entire new sketchbook for my portfolio, and you only really need to submit 20 pages at most. Don't do too much, okay? Because they're not gonna look through the whole thing and analyze everything you do. I decided to highlight specific pages in my description, just so that if they're in a rush, then they can know which pages to look at. My first page of my sketchbook, this was the painting of Craig, and I did some reference images. I had to pose myself as a reference photo because I couldn't find any on Pinterest. I took special care into doing the spine here because I love bones and I wanted to make sure that I was depicting the bones properly. And then yeah, I have some artists that inspired me that I included in my sketchbook page as kind of like a reference. In your sketchbook, definitely talk about artists that inspire you, show their works and stuff like that. Do screenshots of Instagram posts, whatever that inspires you. I went to a workshop on how to build your portfolio. They came to my school in a virtual meeting. I feel like that was really helpful. So if your school has any on their websites of like portfolio help or anything, watch those videos because they will help you. I didn't end up going to any portfolio workshops where they look at your portfolio because I was too scared and anxious to do that. But like, if you want to do it, I suggest you do it if you have time to work on your portfolio even after they look at it. And then this here page, I made it after I did the crochet outfit. And I just include some yarn that I was testing out and some ones that I liked, some ones that I didn't like. I had like a little pattern that I planned out. This was one of my favorite pages. Who knows Bad Omens? I did the lyrics to The Death of Peace of Mind here, and then I just drew some like gothic angelic imagery because, you know, that's what I was into at the time. Still am. I love clowns as well, so I did a slightly comprehensive study of the history of clowns, and I think that was cool. That was fun. I had some fun with that. And then I had my original character because I love my original characters. I did some figure drawing because it's just good to have. Shit, if you asked me to do figure drawing like this now, I'd be like, nope, I'm not doing all that. Then I had my bust. This was the concept behind the bust that I made of myself, and that'll be my next work. I really like the concept of making a bust and then smashing the nose because then you're busting the bust. I don't know, I found that so funny. And you know what? Little me would have been really happy and proud of where I am now. So you know what? If you don't like that concept, that doesn't even matter to me, okay? Next I did, this was the hidden ego, super ego, whatever the fuck drawing that I did. This was just like the acrylic drawing I did of it beforehand because I wanted to map out the values and tones, and I feel like that was really helpful for me. And then I also have some swatches of colors because I feel like that's also really helpful just to show that you have a thought process going on. Do some labeling, do some like corrections in your works just to show that you have like, again, a thought process and they're actually like thinking through your paintings and your concepts are evolving as you're doing your works, because I think that's very important too, to be able to adapt and not always stick to the same idea, because sometimes your ideas are bad and they become good. This one was the Philip Cote, the painting that I did that was like the triptych all in one panel. This was like just stuff that I was doing some research on, the colors, the meaning behind each color, the meaning behind the moose. I could get into detail about that painting, but I don't feel like doing that right now. So then yeah, that was about 18 pages worth of works. And again, I have my descriptions. I have drawing special attention to specific works that I want them to look at, just in case they don't have time, you know. And then my last work, which was called Bust. This is a GIF. Looking back, I would have included pictures and not just the GIF because you can't really zoom in on stuff. But this is a bust of myself. This took me quite a long time to do, actually. Give yourself enough time if you want to make a bust, because I went in thinking that it would be super easy. No, the fuck it was not, okay? My overconfident ass was like, yeah, this is gonna take me 2 weeks. Try 4 months, okay?
Bro fell off.
So the materials that I used were earthenware clay. My teacher at the time was a ceramicist, I think that's what they're called, where you work on ceramics and sculpture and stuff like that. Really cool dude. Man, I miss him. I hope he's okay. I also did some earrings. I took 2 pairs of my earrings and just put them in on the ear holes because I thought that would be kind of fun and cheeky.
No, I like a little edge and a little pop in my hair, so I wanted to add something different, especially for the Teen Vogue party.
You know, a little fun, you know? And yeah, that's what I look like at the time, kind of, but it also looks nothing like me. So really, it was just a learning experience. I'm still proud of it. I wish I was able to put it in the kiln, but we just simply did not have the time for that. So yeah, I have my little description of it. It's low-key kind of depressing, but you know, it's okay. That's basically all of my portfolio. I hope you like my portfolio because I liked it. I was quite proud of it. I will say my portfolio was not very strong. Looking online, seeing all the other stuff that my friends have, like my art school friends, their portfolios seem to be a lot stronger than mine. However, like I said, what your works look like are not necessarily all that important. Obviously, you want to submit good works, submit the best art that you could possibly do, things that you're proud of. However, don't worry about being the next Picasso in your portfolio because you know why? You're going to art school to learn how to do art, okay? You don't have to be that good at it. That's the beauty in it. That's what makes me so happy about this, is you're going to art school to get better. So they don't care that much. They care a little bit, but not that much about you doing good art, okay? Specifically at my school, at least. As long as you have good concepts, you're articulate in your descriptions, and you're talking about your improvement, your process, the concepts, that's what really matters, in my humble opinion. Now, don't take what I say as the end-all be-all. From what my personal experience is, that's what matters. Now, don't be in my comments saying,
Your art's so good, Merlin. Merlin, your art's really great. And you're such a liar. Stop being such a pick because you're so annoying.
shut up, okay? Listen, I know I'm good at art. Listen, I wouldn't have gone to art school if I was bad at it, okay? However, all I'm trying to say is I don't need to be the best, and I'm okay with that. You don't need to be the best, and that's okay. I went from being one of the best at my school because no one else was really an artist or really tried, and now I'm being violently humbled at art school. And you know what? It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling to know that you're not the best because you know what? It also kind of like relieves the pressure. Listen, I sound like such a crash out right now, but it's fine. I don't care. Another thing you have to worry about is that there is a fee because that's what universities do. They love to suck you dry of money. You have to pay to apply. You have to pay to submit your portfolio. You had to pay to do something else that I forget you had to pay for. It was like $12 USD, so around $15 Canadian dollars. It's not that much. It's not gonna break the bank in comparison to everything else because prepare yourself. I'm taking a printmaking class and I've spent about $200 so far, and it's only midterms. I'm suffering, all right? I'm suffering. Anyways, that's basically it for the portfolio. I'm gonna talk a little about my university. Whoa, I've been talking for a while. I'm starting to slur my words, and I don't want anyone to comment about it because that's ableist of you, okay? Okay? I'm gonna talk a little bit about my experience as a university student. So far, I like it. I like it very much. I like it a lot more than high school. I find that there's a lot more like-minded people. There's a lot more hot people. Everyone's gay, and that makes me very happy because I went from being the gay friend to having many gay friends, and that makes me feel so loved and wanted and appreciated. And I love having a community of people who are just like me, and we all support each other, and it's a great time. My professors are super nice. They encourage you to do better. I will say it is an insane shot to the ego, so if you think you're good at art, think again, okay?
Think again.
Okay, because I came out with this masterpiece, and I'm out here reconsidering if I'm good at art or not. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'll show you some works that I've been working on for my painting class, actually, because I'm kind of, you know, it's an experience. So here's some of the assignments that we have to do so far. So, okay, first of all, this is for my drawing class. It's called Drawing Across Disciplines, and we had to draw fire. This is what I drew. I got an 80 on it, okay? So not bad, not bad. I used a reference and then I used my imagination. I want you to make sure that if you're going to art school, read the descriptions of what your teachers want, and then don't do exactly that because then they'll get mad and they'll be like, why are you doing what we want you to do? You're supposed to deviate from this. It's just like it's a weird thing you have to do. Like, obviously be original, but also follow the criteria. That's my biggest piece of advice. Then we have to do oil painting. We're doing oil painting a lot, and I hate oil painting so much, but this is basically what we have to do. We have to paint a bag. This is a paper bag. I have the paper bag on my floor over there. Don't even worry about it, okay? Hey, let's not even talk about how dirty my room is right now, okay? Let's not. Anyways, my feedback for this was to make sure that I have a higher range of value, and I tried to adjust it a little bit before I turn it in. It's not great, but it's not bad. And then we also had to do some scales with a restricted palette. Not fun. Honestly, not my favorite assignment that we've done so far, and I'm quaking my boots. But we had to do an abstract painting. I'm kind of proud of this because I never do abstract works and I'm having fun with it. We had to do a still life. This was the first oil painting assignment we had to do, and you're gonna ignore the fact that I have a bunch of dog hair on it, okay? I'm gonna use the lint roller after. This is what it looks like. As you can see, it's all over the place. I hate it, but I love the way I depicted these forms here. They look very cool, but not the background. And we had to use gouache. We had to do a high key and low key scale. High key just means there's high values and low key means there's lower values. This is gouache. I found out that gouache dries a lot lighter when you're using black than it does when it dries. Actually, that's common sense, but that wasn't common to my senses. So yeah, I'm learning new things every day. I'm having a good time, having fun. Socially, it's good. Just make sure that you know that everyone is shy and no one knows each other usually, especially if you're going to art school, because like, unless you went to an art high school, you don't know your friends usually. I was the only person in my school who went to my high school that year, so if that says anything, I had to meet completely new people, and look at me, I'm doing quite fine. As I can say to myself as a certified introvert, I'm doing quite fine. What else? Make sure that you're submitting stuff on time, because teachers are a lot less receptive to you turning things in late, and I've turned a couple things in late. So far, nothing bad's happened, but don't be like me, okay? I've really been slacking because I'm low-key in my academic crash out era, because I tried so hard in high school and now I'm very much suffering the consequences now. I'm tired all the time. I want to sleep, and also I commute, so I'm commuting for like 2 hours a day. I'm tired. Which is not even that bad, honestly, if you're a commuter student, because some people are commuting for like 3 hours a day plus, which is not fun. But yeah, that's about it. I don't think I have anything else to say. Beware the prices, beware the cost, you'll have a good time. Make sure you're going to art school for the right reasons, that you genuinely want to be there and you're not just going just because that was like the last choice or whatever, because obviously you do that if you want, but like that's a lot of money for you to potentially not be employed. Oh, I want to show you my wall. I'm just really proud of that wall because it took me a while to do it. I think that's all I have to say though. Thank you so much for watching if you watched the whole video. Please, if you know someone who wants to apply for art school, even if they're not going to OCAD, share this video with them, because they might be shitting bricks and be really tired and not know what they're doing, because that's certainly what I felt like I was doing. Feel free to follow my Instagram and DM me if you want any advice or anything, because I'm willing to give that big sibling advice. Or leave a comment asking for advice or anything. Totally down to like give advice or make another video depending on what you guys want to learn about or whatever. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening to me rant about art school at 10:32 p.m. The seasonal depression is beginning to hit soon, so this amount of energy, rare. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, and leave a follow. I love you.